Can you answer a question for me?
Yeah.
What is Zaddy?
A zaddy is like, it's like a level above daddy. Like, it's like a...
Remind me, Zaddy is like next level?
Daddy.
Excuse me? Excuse me? That's
gonna be good.
Zaddy is not like... Zaddy is not, the Z is not for... There's nothing about old that starts with the letter Z.
What took you so long?
Don't adjust your settings. You tuned into Gamer Zaddies of Metal Gear Resurrections podcast, hosted by Johnny, Adam, and Eliot. Now sit back and relax while we discuss gaming, film, TV, pop culture, and whatever else comes through our crazy zaddy minds.
It's so fucking sexual.
I am immediately regretting. Like, as soon as I said Gamer Daddies, I was like, God damn it, Adam's coming in with Zaddies. I knew it was going to happen, and here we are.
Yeah, first episode of Gamer Zaddies.
Johnny, I gotta tell you though, like that voice could read literotica. Like, that is a voice for that. So if this doesn't pan out, which it won't, you have a backup.
Yes, because now we have a Patreon. We have a Patreon where I literally put like the $1 million tier shit. Like, did you read the description of that shit? By any chance?
No,
I have not yet. I'm about to. All right, let's find it.
All right, I was gonna say, like, whoever wants to just chit chat along the way.
Yeah,
I think really quick.
Yeah.
We should introduce ourselves. Sorry, we've never done this before.
No.
Seriously,
we're trying to take on a new format and a new brand. So we didn't inevitably kill Johnny's podcast. And
Wow,
Johnny, you froze there for a second.
Fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's like just you, because Adam and I were both just conversing just fine. I don't know what's going on.
Says I'm connected. It's like, good news, you're connected.
Well, that is good news. It'd be hard to have a podcast if you weren't.
Maybe we shouldn't have connected.
Oh, we should disconnect.
No, now we're not allowed to talk anything Metal Gear adjacent, actually. So
Yeah.
we can't talk Death Stranding too. It's against the rules.
I love that even like the first 3 minutes of this is going to be chaos for Johnny to like fucking try and. But
Oh, I'll figure it out.
Just when I was gonna go back and play Metal Gear Solid 1, I was going to. I'm like, oh, can't now. It's not. No, we're not focused on Metal Gear anymore.
Non-focused. We're focused on other things, bigger things, smaller things, all sorts of shapes and sizes. Yes, exactly. So we were.
Oh, Eliza.
You guys were saying like introductions, right? I don't know how you guys want to do it.
Johnny, go first. I've got chicken biscuit in my mouth.
I don't know what to say. Eliot, go first.
All right. Well, I'm Eliot. That's my daughter Eliza in the background that everyone can definitely see because this is a video format.
Yep, exactly.
But, I'm excited for this new format we're taking on. You know, Gamer Zaddies.
Yeah, and I'm Johnny. I used to be a podcast host of Metal Gear Resurrections until I like took out a bag and shot it in the head. So we collectively, no one was like, definitely like putting a gun to our head saying like we should change the name. Like, if it's just like what we do and how we talk, it's like, no, it's just like 10% Metal Gear and then like 90% whatever is coming across our minds or our lives. So yeah. So Gamer Zaddies, so like, yeah, it's like, zany daddies, dads who zany, who wants to love to play games.
Yeah, hi, I'm Adam. I'm the one that literally loaded the shotgun so Johnny could shoot Metal Gear Resurrections in the back of the head. I didn't mean to, but I am complicit in this crime. Yeah, so Gamer Zaddies, we're here, and this is what I think a lot of us could say is an evolution of a podcast.
Yes.
I think, Johnny, I know that you started this podcast, your podcast journey, as a way of a family tie. And in a big way, I really do appreciate you bringing us on. And I know that over the course of my time on this podcast, and especially Eliot's time on this podcast, we have ventured away from what a Metal Gear centric podcast could be. And dear listeners, understand, when there's nothing out, we're doing the same thing that everybody else does. And I'm not going to say that continuing to talk about other video games makes us break a mold, but we can't just rehash old shit. And we can't just continue to talk about characters or plot lines or gameplay elements. For fuck's sake, one of our co-hosts hasn't even played the first Metal Gear Solid.
Who?
So fuck that guy.
Who? Where is he? Is he in the room with us? What the fuck?
So we had to grow. And again, it wasn't the intention for us to kind of like shoehorn Johnny into this.
No.
And if you don't know me already, Adam from Adam and Lily at the Disco, this podcast for a while. So what this is, it's a change in title, not necessarily a change in format from what you would be used to in the episodes that the three of us are on. I think this, and I love Johnny for doing it, this is a great way to expand.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great way to continue us to talk about the things that we all love without trying to find ways to tie it to something that has been dormant. You can't draw conversations from trailers. We're not reactionaries. We're not gotchas. We're not opening boxes. We're not any of that. And fuck, we've never been. And Johnny never was.
Mm-mm.
And I think Johnny and the show that he carried was so diverse that it helped this blossom. So this is Gamer Zaddies, where our intention is to talk about video games and movies and music, comic books, if you're a nerd like Eliot, families, the fucking time of being a dad. The thing that I never wanted to do, and I think this might open the door for, a lot of the time on Adam and Lily at the Disco, I get to open up in ways that I haven't had the chance to on a platform in a way that many people could hear. And I don't want to sound selfish when I say that I have life experiences that you haven't, or I have life experiences that Eliot hasn't. We all have life experiences, and I think it's going to be a way to kind of share some of those through a journey. So I can do that through Panic at the Disco. I can do that through probably music going forward. I can do that in other dumb fucking ways. But what I do want this shift to kind of be is, in one way or another, like, we all have parts of ourselves that we don't get to necessarily express. I'm not going to say this is going to be like a fucking episode of Seventh Heaven, right? For God's sakes, like, this isn't going to turn to that. But we all have daughters. And I know on Metal Gear Resurrections, I got on the pedestal a lot because raising a daughter can be terrifying. And I want this, for me, to kind of be an amalgamation of just the three of us being fucking dudes, the three of us being fucking dads, the three of us being part of a fucking weird kind of universal thing that is pop culture, and we just get to enjoy it. And I think for Eliot and I, in a way, we no longer kind of feel like we did Johnny dirty. We didn't come on and we didn't talk about the thing. And I know that Johnny has been nothing but gracious and understanding and has been a fucking great friend through all this. But in one way or another, every time that I'd stop recording, I'd say, did I talk about that enough? Did I point to that enough? Did we reference this enough? And in this format now we get to do, and we get to do everything without second guessing. We get to do everything without questioning. And for the love of God, I hope when we all hang up for a call, not one of us says, fuck was that? And I do hope, honestly, when we do say that, it's because we did the dumbest fucking episode we could have ever done. And I feel like this is going to be the way for that. For God's sakes, the fucking title of the podcast is Gamer Zaddies. Gamer fucking Zaddies. We're not here to be serious. I understand that I have this tone. I want you to realize that not only has it been Johnny, but it's the people that listen to Johnny's podcast that's allowed us to do this. So if you will, for a couple hours at a time, hopefully not fucking 3 tonight, I've already recorded one podcast. if you will, for a couple hours, join us every week, every couple of weeks when we have time. Again, we're dads. Shit happens. But just come along for the ride. This is genuinely going to be another podcast of some fucking 30-year-old dudes that have fucking kids and play video games and talk about the bullshit. We're not gonna break a fucking mold, but in the end, what I at least hope that you do is laugh at some dumb shit and maybe feel it. Elliot, fuck you.
What are you talking about? I don't think there's ever been a podcast with 30-some dudes. It's never happened. We're so diverse.
I just realized you guys are in your 30s, right?
Oh yeah, Johnny's.
I'm 40.
Fuck, that's right.
So
Look at that. Look at that. We're breaking the mold.
We're now even more diverse. But yeah, now it's like it's no longer like my podcast. Now it's like it's our podcast because now we're like working collectively. We're gonna be like doing more things collaboratively. Like no more hamstrung and handcuffed, thinking like, oh, do I have to reference this? Do I have to reference that? Now it's just like fuck it. Now we're gonna be let loose upon the world into people's ears and minds.
Exactly.
Bear with us, people, because this is also a learning curve for us. Because now we're venturing towards something else, and get the lube ready because we're there. We're gonna like ear fucking mind fuck the hell out of people.
And Johnny, truly, I do want you to understand my appreciation. I do want you to know that I do appreciate you taking this and going this route.
Yes.
And again, a lot of the times I always wondered what if or did I and all that. And I know that you never questioned. You are the host. You were always in control. Yeah. And if you never wanted to go a route that we were going, you had the opportunity at every avenue to say, shut the fuck up, move on, change subjects, any of that.
Wait, am I allowed to say shut the fuck up, move on?
No, absolutely not. That is where I draw the line.
Yeah, no.
So,
I never like really like try to handcuff anybody that ever came on.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys coming on and staying on and continuing being on and doing this with me.
Johnny's just here frozen in frame, kind of like this, kind of like I'm saying things that offends him. And I don't think I could ever.
Yeah.
So welcome. Wow, I can't open this the same way that I do Adam and Lily, can I? What's up, gamers? No, I'm not going to do that either.
What's up, Zaddies? And Zaddy lovers.
How you doing, Zaddy and Zadettes?
And you know what? If you're a Zaddy hater, that's fine too. You can hate listen to us.
You can still listen.
That's fine. I usually do.
You can still support us on patreon.com/gamerzaddies.
Yes.
That's patreon.com/gamerzaddies, which we have that $1 million tier, which would be great if someone would fund that. Because that, I'm going to read the description. It's access to exclusive content and more, obviously. But let's be straight with you. This would help the host of the podcast commit war crimes. We can create our own outer heaven. There's a little reference there that we're going to, it's just by the wayside, and dismantle other various nations' nuclear weaponry. Obviously, this is a parody. Please read that, Mr. FBI and NSA man. But yes, please fund the $1 million tier.
Too late. They're going to break down Johnny's door halfway through.
They're going to come after me. They're going to be like, oh, we know you. We've heard you through the airwaves, sir.
Someone's going to misclick. Oh, shit. $1 million out of my funds.
I'm not refunding that person. Fuck it. Like, you know, you donated it.
We could talk about a partial refund. They make it a partial.
I'll give you back $1.
Yeah. Let us at least pay off our houses and you can have what's left over.
Joke's on them. I just bought a new one, so I need that money. I think we all just moved pretty recently, so.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. No. What a 6-month thing, I guess almost. Yeah. So I know that I took the floor, and it comes from a level of excitement because I'm truly excited for this. Like I got to talk about this podcast on the podcast that got me podcasting. I never thought that on Adam and Lily at the Disco that I'd be able to say I am part of something. And Johnny, I know that you had added us as co-hosts to Metal Gear Resurrections. In the end, that was your show, and I loved being on it. And I think I'm going to continue to love building this show with the two of you. For the love of shit, I get to do a podcast now with one of my best friends, probably truly my best friend. There's no question there. So to talk about that and build that up, be able to tell people that, hey, I'm doing something else. And while you're going to get a lot of the same guy, you're just going to get the same guy in a different context. And you're going to get the same guy in the context of what I truly love to talk about. While I truly love, sure, and at the disco, at the end of the day, I don't have a lot of people that I can just sit and talk video games with, aside from you two. Exactly. And I know that listeners of Metal Gear Resurrections were always aware, because we made them pretty aware that we do have an ongoing thread. Like, we do have a chat group on Twitter, and we'd open it up wherever we could to share the same dumb shit that we would anywhere else. And this just gets to now be just so people can fucking hear, which kind of sounds terrifying, because I know that we all say some dumb, heinous shit in there. But this just now gets to be that under a title that we somehow chose and agreed was going to be the one that works. I'm not going to claim as the one that made the title.
You sure about that?
As much as I did.
You kind of said it on Twitter.
I was thinking it was the quickest way to come up with a name ever.
Well,
Literally.
As soon as he said it, I was like, I love it. I'm going to go with it. Let's run it.
Yeah. It was literally, Johnny's like, we need to do a podcast. And I'm like, Gamer Daddies. And like, not a minute later, Adam's like, Gamer Zaddies. And it was like, boom. There was no discussion. It was just, that's what it was.
Yeah. And like, what was it, like 2 minutes later, like, I'm making mock-ups. And the first one just came to mind. I was like, I kind of like that one.
It's
which,
like
guys,
meant to be.
I think is what really helps us, is the three of us can agree and disagree. We don't disagree often, honestly, but we can agree and we can joke and we can all do the same dumb shit. And while it might be a while off before Johnny and Eliot and I can all actually meet, at least we have a format that we can fucking still see each other's faces and say words to each other that we all listen to and we all hear. So that's what this show will be. And I hope that everybody that comes over from Metal Gear Resurrections, or for the love of shit, anybody that comes over from Adam and Lily at the Disco, hold on to your asses, because this is going to be fucking fun for all of us. On this episode already, and this is never going to happen again, on this episode already, I can tell you that what we get to talk about is the Oblivion Remaster. I can tell you that we get to talk about Sinners. And for Jesus fucking Christ, we get to talk about the fucking Switch 2 pre-orders. Yeah. So, do we ever get to have something as regimented as that? Probably not. We're going to continue to talk about what we're playing. We're going to continue to talk about what we've been reading, what we've been watching, all that shit. But at least start. Let's give you a little bit of order before it becomes a lot of fucking chaos. Because what's coming, as much as I have said order, is fucking chaos. So I don't know how long we've been recording. I kind of don't want to fucking know. My wife is right there whispering chaos because they're outside listening. The episode that I just recorded for Adam and Lily at the Disco was for the song called God Killed Rock and Roll. And I walked out and my daughter said, "You sounded really angry." I was like, "That's not anger. That was pure fucking enjoyment and acknowledging that I found out that I loved a song that I didn't even know I fucking loved." So if this comes out before that fucking episode, there you fucking go. You've got a spoiler for the next fucking episode of Adam and Lily at the fucking Disco.
You just spoiled it for me, damn it.
You're welcome.
Now I gotta look and see what I thought of that song.
I love this, and I am so fucking ready to not even buckle up. I'm ready to take the fucking safety belt off and let this shit fucking rip.
Also, another spoiler, I gave God Killed Rock and Roll a 4 out of 10. It's my least favorite song on the album so far.
I hope you shit your pants right now.
That was after one listen though. It could change. So anyway.
Yeah.
We're ready to jump into this thing?
I think so.
I echo everything that Adam said, but just pretend I said it more eloquently, you know?
Gotcha.
Until fucking
What a way to open a podcast.
God damn. I was like, what the hell is this? A joke song? And then I looked what it is, and I'm like, oh yeah, it is. It is.
Oh yeah, fucking a little bit of Death Clock. Yeah,
I forgot about that show.
I've got 3 songs on the playlist, and as I was just scrolling through, I was like, fuck it, do it. Yeah, hi. So I've been playing Oblivion. And on top of playing Oblivion, I have been playing Blueprints. So I know that a few of us been playing Blueprints. Johnny, did you finally get to Blueprints?
Not yet.
All right. So when Eliot starts, we can discuss the Blueprints, because Johnny, I really want you to fucking play this game.
Absolutely.
It's so fucking ridiculous that I think between the 3 of us and 3 very different brains, it's going to be a fucking hilarious discussion where we like all get to have it. And a little bit of Shadows, like a little bit of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I guess I'll start with Shadows. Like that's the easy one to talk about because we've talked about it in the previous iteration. I am still finding myself like beating my head against this against this game in a way. Eliot, I think like what you shared the other day, I've not turned it on since. Like the guided exploration will probably help. And it's literally just the feeling that you have 2 semi-critical parts of the game that are at odds with each other. So what I'm talking about is like the use of scouts, and you can use scouts to find objectives. And I like, sure, like the objective descriptions are pretty good. They kind of get you in a place, but still sometimes you waste 2 or 3 scouts trying to find a thing, which then means when you go and raid castles or go and do some of the other side quests, you're then not able to pick up resources that you need to enhance your base. And sometimes when you're enhancing your base, you get more scouts. So it's kind of like this push and pull relationship. And of course, you can get more scouts like by helping people out in the world. That has now just been my go-to. Like when you help somebody and you have the thing for like intel or scouts, it's scouts, 100%. I chose the intel a couple of times and was like, this is pointless. Just give me more scouts. Mm-hmm. I still truly do love playing as Naue, but I've started to enjoy the Yasuke combat. And I think like doing one castle as Yasuke was so fucking stupidly fun because you are literally just a walking tank and the Kool-Aid Man at the same time. Like you would think the Kool-Aid Man and the tank kind of have the same capacities. I like a tank just knocks over a door. The Kool-Aid Man runs the fuck into it and runs through it. And that is such a funny fucking thing to just see, I think, that I really have just kind of turned my head and just started to enjoy it. I am maybe, Eliot, you can help me out here. Like I've heard the mention of Templars. I have started the quests after you find Matsu. So the old ant, like that's where I am in the story. And I've done some other like Yasuke shit. So I'm not like far, but I do have access to most of the map. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 zones on this map per level that I don't have access to or that I wouldn't go to.
Yeah. The thing that's tough about like saying like I'm not far is like, yeah, like the ant stuff, that's not that far into it, but it depends on like how many of the like what order you went in, like how, because it's so like non-linear and a lot of the stuff. And like I said on the last one, you just get to a certain point of are you gonna do everything and this is gonna be a game you're plugging away at for months, or are you just gonna kind of get to the end? And right. I ended up choosing the latter, and I can talk a little bit more later about that. But yeah, so you are not super far in, but by slow playing it the way that you're doing it, by the way that I kind of did it, it really sets you up that if you want to flip that switch and just kind of mainline it, then there's not really a lot in your way, which is kind of nice in a way.
And that's kind of what I had done for a while. So there's a moment in here where you start to learn more about the assassins. And to me, like learning about the assassins felt like the critical route to go for a game called Assassin's Creed. And I'm sure it's not, but like it seems like it would be a part of Naue's quest. So that's kind of the path that I went. And it's kind of like mixing results. I'm not a big fan of the what are they like? Tofuns. I'm not a huge fan of those. And I know last time, like, it came from a thought that, oh, I can't change people. No, it doesn't matter who you're playing as. Neither character is great in these situations. Like, you're just stuck in a cavern or a tomb or a cavern that turns into a tomb. And what is a cavern if not a tomb awaiting somebody at any point in life? But that's it. Like, I'm just not a big fan of them. I thought I was. I think the first few were pretty cool, and then you kind of get through like the third or fourth, and you're like, this is the same fucking thing. Like, there is nothing different. I'm still gonna get a little lost. I'm still gonna swim in a little pond. I'm still gonna go through this stupid hallway made of rock. So I'm not as negative as I was last time, but I'm still not fully leaning over into a positive part. And that's kind of ruined, I guess, by the fact that there's other games that I want to play. And knowing as big as Shadows is, to replace it with another big game might not make sense, but at least I know that I love that big game. So Oblivion Remaster dropped this week. And I think all of us kind of like taking in the screenshots and the leak and the launch and the trailer was good. I don't want to say that it was perfect because we all knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise when it did. But I don't think in any way like it deterred the feeling of the fact that Oblivion is coming back. And that game, in a lot of ways, the same way that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is, like, Oblivion feels like home. And I know that Johnny and I kind of went back and forth, like, even having a game like this where you can open the map and for the most part see like 80% of the map when you open it is also comforting, because ain't nobody got time for that shit. Like, I don't want to spend time scrolling around a map trying to find the thing that I want to do. And I think Oblivion kind of helps that. Is it the size of my TV? I don't know. Like, I'm sure, I guess, if you have a 27-inch monitor, you don't necessarily get all that. But I don't have a 27-inch monitor, and I do get all that. And that shit feels good. The game is kind of hilarious in the same way that the original Oblivion was. And I've been kind of hit with an annoying glitch. And Eliot, I kind of want you to tell me. And Johnny, if you've started Oblivion, I want you to tell me. When you go to loot something, do you loot it the first time you hit the action button?
I'm like, it opens. So I walk up to it and it opens it up. Then you loot into each one individually, right?
Yeah. So I've had instances where I've had to hit that action button like 5 times.
Yes.
And then it still never popped up. And then I move kind of like 1 foot to the right and then have to do it again. And then it finally pops up. So Eliot, you have the good Oblivion experience where you don't do that. But I also feel like I have the true Oblivion experience where I do have to do that. Like, it's so stupid. It's such a small thing that do I get kind of annoyed by it? It's like, just fucking loot it. Yeah, whatever. But also, old game is old.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't care.
I don't have a ton to say about Oblivion, so I'll just kind of piggyback on you. I didn't have that, but I did get a lot of stuttering in the overworld, and then I got you walk out of the city and then you walk into the small town, and this dude's like, I need to get like these fish out of this lake to the north of here. And I went up to the lake to the north, and I was like, what am I supposed to do here? So I just go underwater and I hit a fish, and then I like loot it, and I'm like, okay, I guess I need 12 of these. Well, I hit another one and it sank through the ground, like through the bottom of the ground, and I couldn't get it, and no other fish ever spawned. I like searched the area for 10 minutes. And then I found a Reddit about the original one that had something similar happen, and they're like, "Yep, that quest is just fucked." So it's like,
Great.
okay, I guess we're it. I was like, this isn't a remaster. This is a remake. No, it's like a souped up remaster for sure.
Yeah. Like, you can see attention was paid.
But also not, yeah, like you said, to keep keep the old game in good and bad ways. It definitely like once that this is really pretty wore off, it was like, no, this is functionally like Johnny, you said you had never played these. Well,
You go ahead. Yeah.
it's the exact same game in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I didn't get that much playtime, so I'm gonna like do what you did, Elliot, and like piggyback off Adam. I've never played these games before, so I was like, the internet was like going crazy. I was like, oh, let me get in on this because like everyone's talking about it. This shit's gonna be on my timeline for probably the next 2 weeks. So I jumped in, I created Chandra, and I could just say like it's a beautiful game that's inside the body of an old game. It's like I've told
the
you guys.
substance. This is the substance.
I told you guys like I've clipped through a wall and like my fatigue bar just went like plummeted down, and then like guards would come after me. I'm like, oh fuck, like what do I do? And I've also had like people like, I mean, this is probably like part of the gameplay. Like you're like people just want to like rob me. Like okay, cool. You want me to give you money? All right, awesome. So I'll give them money, and I don't know what happens is like they'll come back and ask for it again and again and again and again. I'm like, get away. The looting part was interesting. I had to leave, like walk away from it, go back, and then it finally clicked on. I don't know, maybe because I'm streaming it through XB Play, or this is just
I
like
think you've just got the pure experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just got that broken, busted Bethesda system.
I mean, but you know what? It's also still enjoyable. I want to go back into it. I'm still going to continue playing it, and it's just like I don't know. It's just like it's kind of like a reunion, like sort of like a high school reunion. Everyone's come back after all these years, and we're all checking each other out.
I think the funny thing is, and I know I told you guys, like this is the first Elder Scrolls that's come out since Skyrim in 2011. So it's been 14 fucking years since an Elder Scroll has come out. That feels insane to say.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the 19th. They want to keep saying 20. This is like the 19th anniversary of this fucking game, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny, my recommendation for you to like get what I would call one of the better experiences of this game is Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, Shivering Isles. Like those are 3 of the best experiences that you would get from this game. And a part of the Thieves Guild in the end like does just kind of hit a wall where you have to go and steal shit, and then you have to go and fence shit. But that also feels like a mini puzzle, because not like stealing everything in this game is not always possible. But the second that you figure it out, or your lock picking is high enough that you can then break into places after whatever, like 8 o'clock when most things lock, and then you do that, and then you get in and you ransack an entire fucking store, and then you go and fence all that shit, satisfying as shit. Because then you also know that when you wait like 48 hours, that store is just gonna resupply. Like that's just the system of the fucking game. And this game feels so good by gaming that stupid broken system. Because it's not broken, it's the way that it was designed, but in one way or another, you feel like you're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that way, like the victory of getting a 1-up on the game, like listeners air quotes, like a 1-up on the game, makes you feel good. And like that story, I think alone for the Thieves Guild is pretty good. It does not touch the Dark Brotherhood. And just a light spoiler for an old game right now. The way that you initiate the Dark Brotherhood quest is by killing an innocent person. And then you go to sleep, whether it's to level up or whether you just feel like your character needs to rest so you get some more experience points. The second you wake up, a member of the Dark Brotherhood is there, and their monologue starts. And to me, that experience of something that I accidentally found, and to have that monologue as an invitation to continue a quest that I didn't even plan on fucking starting, so fucking cool.
The sneaking and stuff like that definitely wasn't my thing, like back with Oblivion. So I actually didn't do all the Thieves Guild stuff. But the Dark Brotherhood stuff, that was just like mind blowing. Like you said, like I think like when I played it back in '06, I accidentally killed someone and I was like, oh shit, like well, it didn't, no repercussions, like guard didn't see me, blah 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 blah. And then it was like I think I didn't go to sleep until a while later because it wasn't until I leveled up and I had kind of like almost forgotten. Then that shit happened and I was like, oh my God. I was like, at first I didn't even like realize that that's what it was until they started talking, until like you realize, like I thought that was like that was one of the first times that was like so cool, like oh, this is really a living world. And of course it's just a mechanic in the system. Well, every game is like that, but it was so cool back 19 years ago, like Adam said.
I think it's one of those weird things. It's like you said, like you don't even realize you do it. Like you can initiate this by accidentally just misfiring your bow and arrow and hitting some son of a bitch in the back of a fucking head and they're dead. And you won't loot them because you don't even know that you hit them. And then you get a letter that says, "We know," with a black handprint. And then that's when you fucking rest and it all starts. And that group of characters that you meet, I'm not going to say is compelling, but they are incredibly diverse. And lastly, like Shivering Isles is a level of downloadable content that I feel like most games today still don't meet. I think the expansion that Shivering Isles was, and the world and the character of fucking Sheogorath alone is such a journey. It really changes like the experience that you're used to doing in Cyrodiil. You then go to what a lot of us would just say is fucking crazy ass Wonderland. The characters that you find in the two distinct realms of this place are so funny. And the character that you have to get most of your quests from is so batshit. It's also another character that I feel like a lot of games have tried to match and they don't. This game, Eliot, I even went back to look at my list. This game is a top 5 game for me. And even like sitting on the couch in the bedroom, playing through it, sitting on the couch in the bedroom makes me sound really rich. I'm not, sorry. It's a piece of a sectional that can't fit in my living room. But like sitting there playing this and my wife sitting next to me, and I was like, I exited the sewers and I saw the Imperial City. And this is an experience that everybody gets in this game. It's a formulaic experience of just getting outside and seeing the world and realize that everything you can go do and touch and everything under the light is yours. And it kind of hit, like, I felt oddly emotional. Because like I said, this game is home. I'm going to say I've never really done multiple replays of Oblivion. And it's just because this is the kind of fucking game that you're usually going to find something more. Unless you do everything. But if you haven't done everything, it's a miracle when you find something that just keeps you going. So to know that that's what I was going back to, and it's been 19 years. I don't remember everything. And that helps. Like, do I remember being the hero of Kvatch? Sure. Do I remember some of the bigger beats of the Thieves Guild or the Dark Brotherhood? Sure. I don't remember everything. And I don't remember every cave or all of that. So in a lot of ways, with a high gloss paint on it, this feels like a new game. And as a guy who's tried to like tell himself to go back and play Fallout 4 DLC and so on and so forth, and have kind of fallen off those, do I expect to fall off of this? Probably. We all know that 2025 is fit to be a big fucking year for video games. There's a console coming out. But until then, I want to ride this fucking high. I want to play this game because I love this game and I love Elder Scrolls. And again, I've played 2 of them in 19 years, Oblivion and Skyrim. Oblivion has always been my preference. So to have this back in the same way, here we go, here's our reference. In the same way that we're about to get Metal Gear Solid Delta back, this feels like a year with two weird remakes, kind of doing the same thing of making everything pretty, but not necessarily matching the personality of. But two of those games that we all loved a long fucking time ago that we get to re-experience in a way that we saw video games back then. Because you can't convince the me back then that that's not what Oblivion looked like. But here we are, and holy shit, can I just say, what a time to play fucking video games. I'm glad that shit came out. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad I gaslit myself into saying this shit doesn't fucking exist for it to turn around and say, hey, fuck you. I'm right here. So fucking play me. And play you I fucking shall.
Yeah, to flip side of that coin, I think I'm done with Oblivion.
The end.
The second I took a drink, I'm master.
Oh, but no, I think it's, I said in our group chat, it's definitely going to be a back burner game for me. So when I say I'm done, I'm not saying like I'm like never going to touch it again. If there's a lull, or if there's like, you know, I don't know if there's going to be a lull this year, especially for me. Lots of RPGs, shit like that coming out. But it's just like I played it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This feels nostalgic, but I really don't go back and play games that I've played before very often. That's not a me thing. Even Final Fantasy X. Said multiple times on here. That's my number one with a bullet. My favorite game of all time. I've only beaten that game like all the way through since it's came out in 2002. I'd have to look that up. I've only beaten that game 3 times, which, I mean, it's a long game, but it's like I've tried it a few times, but it's like I like new experiences. Like I like to go back and visit for nostalgia. Like I've started Final Fantasy X probably 10 times just to start, and like starting Oblivion, I got that feeling, and I got like just nostalgia, like you said. Like I went and I did the first Oblivion gate because it's like, fuck it, I want to mainline just a little bit and play. And like going into the Oblivion gate, I just remember like how creepy that shit was as, 14, 15-year-old, and like the opening the door and there was like the tendrils on the door and shit like that. And now there's like games that are way grosser and way crazier and way like, you fuckers made me play 3 hours of Silent Hill 2 where I was like shoving my hand in goopy walls and stuff. But it was fun to go back to get that nostalgia. But it's like, okay, I have these other games that are calling my name. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which as of recording came out right now, but I love you guys so much that I'm not playing it, even though it is the second highest rated game of the year, so that I can talk to you guys. But yeah, I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's there. And like you said, I've gone back and I own Skyrim in 17 different ways, and every time I play it, I'm like, it's all right. But now if I'm going to go back and play an Elder Scrolls, like just to fuck around with, it's going to be Oblivion. Oblivion's always been my Elder Scrolls. Adam, I know it's been yours. Johnny, maybe now it can be yours too.
I think
It's not about the Elder Scrolls. It's about the friends we made along the way.
And the Oblivion gates. Those are fucking crazy.
Can I tell you also, there's this funny thing that you can fucking do, which pissed me off. Found it funny though. There's the main Oblivion gate that you start with in Kvatch.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of Kvatch is a fucking Oblivion gate. And it's been so long that I forgot how to navigate Oblivion gates, where I was like, I don't know. Like, this game said I should be here. Well, no, dipshit. Like, go around the other side of the walled off city. You'll find the thing that you need to. But I like bumblefucked around this place. Felt the terror. Felt the joy of just being able to do the dumb shit again. But it's such a stupid game that you can do dumb shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like what also kind of came to mind, like this was one of these, like the first one of these that I played. I didn't have a PC. I wasn't playing these immersive sim games. Like this was the first one that I had played. And not that I'm going to like tout that Oblivion is some major big brain immersive sim, but it is one of those games that still you can do things in your own way and your own order. Like my dumbass who accidentally threw away my sword, so I've been playing a couple hours of this game with just a bow and arrow. I'm not going to say that's the method that I would recommend. I find it kind of fun because I am that asshole that just turns into the sneaky archer. So playing it this way is kind of funny. And I think, Elliot, you said, and Johnny, you'll definitely run into this. Like, this is a great back burner game because Oblivion does so much. Like, its quest system is so basic. And I don't mean that, like, offensively. It is so basic that you can just go back at any time and figure out exactly where the fuck you were. And if you don't, go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, that's this game. It's kind of... I think this was an answer to San Andreas that I never expected. And... I know I told you guys, if San Andreas ever had this level of remake, I would fucking probably never play another video game. Because I wouldn't have to, because that would be the video games of all video games. And I'm going to say that in a year where GTA 6 is coming out. You fucking drop a beautiful rendition of fucking San Andreas, fuck GTA 6. I don't need it. That game's going to be too big and too much. Just give me my macaroni and fucking cheese comfort food.
Isn't GTA 5 San Andreas?
No.
It's not the San Andreas.
It's literally San Andreas.
It's not the same fucking game. It doesn't make me feel the same way.
It doesn't have Sam Jackson. And it doesn't have the late great Chris Penn. Is that his name? Right?
Yes.
Yes. Make sure. I almost said Sean Penn. I was like, no, he's not dead.
But it has
the other one.
It has yoga, and you can switch between protagonists.
Fuck them protagonists. Fuck Franklin. Fuck Michael. Fuck Trevor. Come on.
Too many fucking people. Like, I want to play one
GTA
person.
Online.
God damn it. This fucking gamer bros are like coming hard for like GTA Online, the next generation. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
No, but like, I understand like this. I only got like 2.5 hours in this game. And it's the most like play as you go and also play as how you want to play it kind of game.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of game that I truly enjoy. And yeah, well, as I was playing it, I go like, damn, like I wish I had like I could play it on my PC.
Yeah.
That's what made me
hell of a PC.
Yeah, exactly. Like that shit's like probably like gonna cost me like $5,000 or something like that.
Fuck.
Like no, fuck no. I already spent enough money as it is currently. So
Need to get one of those AI 5090 things. They're like $3,000 just for your graphics card.
All right, who's the next Zaddy? Which Zaddy is up next?
I can go.
I'm gonna load him up.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I've got to be in the room where it happens.
So that
Fuck you. First off, fuck you. You pull my favorite fucking song from goddamn Hamilton and you're going to come in with some violence. I got here first. Fuck you.
Well, I just learned that was his favorite song from Hamilton and not the objectively correct Wait For It. Everyone knows Wait For It is better, but
Same guy.
yeah, Leslie Odom. I mean, it's all Leslie Odom. Dear Theodosia. We could go off on a Hamilton tangent if we want to. Johnny, have you watched? Are you a Hamilton fan at all?
When this shit before it popped off, I went to go check out. Usually, you don't normally go to the previews for like plays, and I was like,
shit.
"Fuck it!" I wanted to go see it because I was like, I like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like, let me go check it out, and I did, and I already saw it from the get go. Like, this shit was like is gonna start something, and it fucking did. It like fucking exploded and fucking brought everybody going to fucking Broadway. And it was just like the most fun time I ever had. That thing.
Yeah, I randomly, not randomly, I went summer after senior year of high school, 2009. I went to New York, and my brother told me I had to go see this play called In the Heights. And so he's like, you got to go see it. So I like convinced one of the sponsors to go with me on one of our off days. And I went, and that was Lin-Manuel Miranda's first play. And I was like, holy shit, and Hamilton even better. Like I fucking love
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton. I've seen it. I haven't seen it in New York, but I've seen it 2 times when it came through Kansas City and Tulsa, and God, it's good. But yeah, with that tangent, the reason I picked that song, I went back to trying to
You're a
fit it
son of a
into video
bitch.
games. I feel like that song is what the protagonist of Blueprints is saying the entire time he's playing the game. Adam, I thought
You're
you
a
would
fucking
appreciate that.
asshole.
So, yeah, as Adam mentioned, both Adam and I have been playing Blueprints, which is a play on words. It is blueprints as in the son of a king, not blueprints as in what you use to build. But the whole idea is using blueprints to build, PRANTS, different rooms in this ever changing house to try to get to this mythical room 46 because you are a 14-year-old that is going to inherit his late great uncle's castle, something like that, if he can find this mythical room 46. But the idea is you're on a 5 by 9 grid. That's 45 rooms. What is this room 46? And if Adam and I can agree on one type of game that is not our type of game, that is puzzle games. Just neither of us have gone into. We like games with puzzles in them. Indiana Jones, pretty basic puzzles, but liked the game, liked the puzzles. Um, Blueprints is a puzzle game. It is a puzzle game. But it is also a roguelike. And those of you that have listened know that I'm a sucker for a roguelike. It is also a game where you just like just the feel of playing it is so addictive and so fun, and it never feels like you waste a day. Because the premise, like I said, ever changing. You go as far as you can until you run into dead ends building these rooms, and then you start over the next day. But getting to room 46 is your initial premise, but it's far from the only premise. There's puzzles that are confined to one room, like guessing which box contains some gems, or doing simple and then eventually harder and harder math on this dartboard, and or it's just trying to weave your way. Like it's almost like those pipe games where you're trying to connect bottom left there's a pipe, top right there's a pipe, and you're trying to make the pipes go to the middle. Really, in a lot of ways it's like that, like,
yeah,
but everything you find along the way is like just builds on itself because there's a backstory, there's a lore, there's reasons why everything is in this room. You see like a bunch of weird shit, but I really feel like this is it, talking about a back burner game. I feel like this is a game I'm going to go back to from time and time again. And I went over because I'm holding up something that I've never used in games, and that's a actual journal to take notes. I eventually switched to the computer so I could like format it a little bit better and stuff like that. But it's just it's like kind of hard to explain because I don't want to spoil things, but it's a game that I think everybody should try. And if you are into games really much at all, or to our level, you've probably heard of this game, heard a little bit about people talking about it. And I think the biggest thing is Jason Schreier from Bloomberg is like the biggest drum beater of this game. And he just said, like, no run is wasted if you learn something new. And that's kind of what I took from it. It's like, okay, I didn't get anywhere near room 46. And but I learned so much more. And in fact, the time that I actually did do a run where I got to room 46 and I did beat the game, I rolled credits. I feel like I didn't learn as much than some other rooms where I got to nowhere near it. So it's just so much fun. It's on Game Pass. It's on PlayStation Plus. It's $25 or $30. I do think it might not be the best game to play on Steam Deck. Johnny, if you end up when you end up trying it, you'll have to let me know what you think, because there is some small text. You might be holding that Steam Deck real close to your face, or I don't know, maybe throw it up on a monitor from the Steam Deck, because that should be all right. It's not very graphically intense, but
or maybe you'll find a magnifying glass.
that's true. And that is part of it, because it's finding items, it's finding combinations, it's finding different keys. Yeah, I could talk about this game in a more spoiler way for a long time. Like Adam and I don't think we've texted specifically about like games and a game with like strategies and thoughts and tips to each other as much as we have on this one, and we've barely scratched the surface. I mean, I beat it in 15 hours. Adam, you haven't beat it quite yet, have you?
No, I have not. I am probably still like 20 hours in.
Yeah. So
I'm also on like day 23 or something. So about an hour a run. I mean, close to, like, if you were to do averages, and I know not all of them have been that long.
And I finished it on day 30 at like 16 hours. But a reason that I was on day 30 is since it's a roguelike, one night I was like, fuck it, I'm going to play this like Balatro, where Balatro, you just go hard, you go fast, and if you mess up, you start over. So I just went fast, and I was doing like finishing runs in like 20 minutes. And I was like, holy shit, I'm missing so much stuff. I was unlocking a whole bunch of rooms and stuff, and it was beneficial in a way because you unlock rooms as you go. But it is like, Johnny, if you play this, it's like slow down, take in everything in each room as you walk around. Because a lot of times you will see something like that you can even pick up in the room that's going to help you, not just for a puzzle, but for later in that run. Like there's a certain broken something or another that is very easy to miss. That's very crucial. And Adam and
I think I've told you, like, I've missed the broken lever several times because it just looks like nothing. But then there is a security room in this game where you can then look at everything that's available in the house. And a lot of times I just had broken lever pop up. So while this is also like a day-based run game, you're limited by the amount of steps that you have. So you start every day with like 50 steps. And when you have 20 plus rooms, every time that you cross a threshold into a room, whether you've been to it before or not, it costs a step. And some rooms will then also take more steps depending on what kind of room they are. So it's kind of this like push-pull thing of, do I want to go find the broken lever or not? And will I find the thing that the broken lever needs to go into? So I think like what I can describe this game as in like the most reductive way, and the way that gets a lot of people, or could get people playing this is a video game. Like it's not, but it is. This isn't shooty bang bang, but this is very much go fucking explore and just take in this house and what you create through doing it. So it feels like a video game. Like, you know, I had the notepad, Eliot, I told you, like, I wrote out.
Eliot got a haircut?
Eliot did get a haircut.
I did like 2 or 3 recording sessions ago. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks for noticing. I'm sure she totally heard that.
But it's just like finding your way through this fucking thing and not knowing anything every time. And I had the notepad to draw out the breaker room because I'm going to tell you, I fucking cheated a little bit because it's kind of a game where sometimes you have to cheat a little bit if you're just beating your head against it. And I had this one like 1.5 minute long video of how to do the breaker room. And I don't even know if you necessarily need to do it every time. My dumb ass just says, yes, I do. Of getting all of the lights in order. And I don't think you do. I don't think you have to. Because the first time that you do it, you unlock a permanent upgrade. And somehow my brain says, every time I do this, I have to do this all the way. I don't think I do, but I've got it written out. And I've got passcodes written off. So I have like 1 page ripped out of my notebook that has the breaker puzzle and all the safe codes. So, like you said, it's a game of learning. And if you learn things, write it the fuck down. Because you will not remember the next time, because chances are you won't get that room next time. It's all random.
Yeah.
So just fucking, if you don't like the thought of a notebook, what I had started doing was texting myself. Because if you didn't know, if you have a cell phone, you can text yourself. And, oh, hey, look, it's Johnny in the reflection of my cell phone. You can text yourself. So that's been a way that I've kind of gotten through some of the word puzzles that Eliot had told me exist in this game, and while I found it, I had not necessarily taken them seriously. Dear listener, understand that every room has 2 paintings or 2 drawings in a frame. Write down those fucking words. It's a word association game. The words are not always the same. You will see the same drawing 4 times over. It does not always mean the same fucking word every time you see it.
But it could.
It could.
It's a really fun. So that's an example of a puzzle that like spans throughout the house and spans different ways. And it was just like almost it's a side objective. Like another version of this game would try to give you an in-game journal with all that stuff. Like, hey, you have unlocked this. This is a side objective. Do this, 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 this. It's like, no, it trusts that the person that's playing this is going to be smart enough or going to want to do that and keep track of that stuff themselves. And like I said, that is not my style of game, but I don't know what it is. But I think this is just executed so well. And there's so many like low-hanging fruits to follow that it's like I played it, I beat it, I rolled credits in 15-16 hours. People have put 100+ hours in this game because there's layers upon layers upon layers of story. I'm going to continue playing it throughout the year because there's like, as soon as you like get to room 46, it's like, okay, now here's a whole bunch more things you can do. Investigate it. But there's so many more games coming out that I think I will just maybe come back every once in a while. And it'll be interesting to see if I come back in a month where I will be like mentally. Will it click back into place? Will I know my leads? Will I, or will I just like feel like, oh, the time for me to keep doing this is past? I really don't know if this is a game that you can walk away from and come back and play. So I guess only time will tell on that, but it's amazing. It is on Metacritic, it's the highest rated game this year. I think a 92 overall. Like I said, it's on Game Pass, and PlayStation Plus, one of the upper tiers. So it is like really for most people, there's no excuse not to try it and give it a little bit of time. Don't pull a me and treat it like a roguelike where you can just go fast, build, because like putting the pieces together of the rooms is only a small part of the puzzle. And if you are just trying to connect to get to the upper part of it, which I did on like day 5, and I got to like day 5 or day 6, and I was like, I got to like this thing at the top of your map, and I got to it and I literally hit a wall, because that's not the way you do it. You got to do some other things. And like Adam said, looking up one thing, I did look up one thing on my final run through, because to get a run to the room 46, a few things had to happen. I didn't want to screw it up, so I said screw it, and I looked up one small thing, and that was one thing that was like, oh, that was going to take me 4 or 5 more hours of exploring around and reading and stuff for a small part of this puzzle, which is cool and awesome, but I just kind of wanted to finish it then. Like I knew I finished it this weekend. Like Elder Scrolls Oblivion was going to come out, or was rumored, Expedition 33, Doom coming up. I mean, they just keep coming and coming and coming, and it was like I wanted to be at a spot where I felt like I had I had completed the game or got to a good stopping point. So
I see it, and like that's why I can also just say, yeah, sure, I cheated a little bit. That's where the zaddy side of this podcast comes in. I don't have time for a lot of this. Like, if I'm beating my head against a wall for, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 runs and feel like I'm not making progress needs to be made. Like, that's kind of where I need to be. So, listener, real quick, for just a reference, when I said that there was a word association game, one of the texts that went back and forth between...
Maybe slight spoilers, but let's see.
Yeah, I'm not going to like tell them what to do with it. One of the notes that I had was flan sand.
Oh, that was me, wasn't it?
No, that was me.
Oh, I did something very similar.
Yeah, this is back when we were trying to really figure these things out. Flan sand. It's not flan sand. It's dessert and desert. And I'm not going to tell you what to do with that knowledge, but just understand that's the level of bullshit that you're dealing with in this very good game. So if you can figure that out, you can figure out the other ones. There's a lady in a wedding gown. I'm sure you can maybe guess what you would call that lady. And then there's a couple of pieces of wood that extend over a flowing river. Maybe you can guess what that is too. That shit broke my dumb brain too fucking long. And so take that, run with it. You'll find all of these out. Once you figure out 2, they're pretty fucking okay. I think this game is so fucking interesting because, like you said, it's not our game. It's not a game that you and I would play. Johnny, it's a hard recommendation, but like I said, it's a fucking video game. And keys, always keep keys. Don't unlock trunks unless you feel like a trunk might have a key. Your keys, your fucking keys.
No, don't.
It's like
don't
a simple
ever,
thing of life.
Don't ever unlock a trunk. Ignore those unless you get a sledgehammer.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're like, you will know what we're talking about when you start playing the game. In a way, it almost kind of reminds me of when I was like trying to describe Balatro back when I was first explaining Balatro. But this is much more tangible. Like, okay, keys unlock trunks, blah, 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 blah. Why would you need a sledgehammer? When you play, you will know. All right. Well, like I said, when Adam was talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I just wanted to mention a little bit more about my journey with it. I finished it. I finished the main campaign. I got to a certain point where I just kind of mainlined it, and it's all right. Like, the story's all right. The story, there's nothing really shocking, and there's kind of there's a really anticlimactic moment in there that then is followed up with some better moments. But I definitely feel like I think it could have been a better game if there was only one protagonist as far as like the story goes and tying like the Templars and the assassins, because I won't spoil anything along that, but it's like the way that they split it and the way that they had you approach those 2 different things. It was like those aren't interconnected. You didn't see a lot of the connection between the Templars and the Assassins. And that is a huge part of the Assassin's Creed game, is like, why are there Templars? Why are there Assassins? Like, why are they fighting? What is Abstergo? That's another thing, is there's like, at least unless I missed on like some side quests or something, there's very, very, very little present day stuff. There's actually like almost none. The only stuff you get from the Animus present day stuff is just more on the, honestly, more background on what you're playing in the game. So you don't know. I think they might have just thrown out the window that these had to be your ancestors. At one point, that was the reason Desmond was so important, was because these bitches were like, you know, Ezio, all them, those were his ancestors. I don't think that matters anymore. You can just play whoever the fuck you want in the Animus, because you don't know who you are. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I think it would have been better suited to play like, you know, do one of the main 12 targets and some side stuff in that area that the main target is in. Take a break, come back, do another target, take a break, come back. And when I say break, I mean like take a few days, couple weeks. Else. Like, you're not gonna forget how to play this game. Like I said, Blueprints, am I gonna come back to it and be like fucking lost? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Would I come back to Assassin's Creed and be lost? Absolutely not. It is very straightforward. So
it's like one of those comfort food games where you just kind of like find your way back into it. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, really quick, you did say the abandonment of kind of this Animus thing's weird, and I very much agree. Like, as a person who played these games on Xbox 360, like, that was the pull. It felt like you were going back in history. You as a character, Desmond, were going back in history, and now you're just a faceless fuck with no idea of why any of this is happening. I think that kind of got lost. And I know that, like, I'm apparently one of the 40 people, it seems like, that really enjoyed that aspect of those games.
No, I did too.
So, yeah, so you're like the 39 and I'm number 40. Like, to not have that feels shitty. And I did like the progression of 1, 2, 3, where in 3 you're doing more shit as Desmond. And these games don't have that. Like I guess I don't understand the weird like sci-fi part that people didn't fuck with back then.
Yeah. Well, and it's these games, it's specifically this one because even Valhalla had some wild ass present day shit. I won't spoil it, but it had some wild ass stuff. And the end of Valhalla, the implications for present day and how the past and the present day could interact is pretty wild in what Assassin's Creed was doing. And then I didn't really play what was Mirage? I didn't play Mirage, but I heard like they didn't really address the present day much at all, and then they're not doing it here. I will say there is some like side stuff you can do. They've announced DLC, or they've hinted at DLC. They haven't announced it. I think that's coming up. What was that thing that I sent you guys like May 15th or something like that, where there is room for the Naue and Yasuke story to continue for sure, especially Naue. There is room, there's tons of room for present day stuff story to continue. But if the present day story is locked behind a DLC and it's not in any way, shape, or form, that's kind of shitty because these games have had, whether it's only 40 of us that like the present day story, these games have always had some kind of present day story. And this one not. And I even like, Googled like Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed Shadow ending explained, and it had a whole bunch of stuff. But then I said it's like Assassin's Creed Shadow's present day, all this stuff. There was like nothing on the internet. At least then. I mean, that was a while ago. I beat it pretty early, but I beat it a couple weeks in where you think that they would have for the SEO to be able to like, there's someone searching for that. You think someone would want to lap up those page views even to say, oh shit, there's not much. But there wasn't even that. So I don't know. I think if you like Assassin's Creed, you'll like playing this game. The gameplay of it's great. I think it does get a little repetitive, but that's Assassin's Creed. But I don't know. The story just, I don't know. I might, when they announce those DLCs, if it seems compelling, if it really pushes in a way where it's like I want to see Naue's story more, I might hop back in then. But I'm glad I mainlined it. I'm glad I was able to put it in the rear view. Unlike Blueprints, where I think I'll like check back in with Blueprints, I'm not going to touch Shadows again until that DLC comes out, even though I have, and this isn't even an exaggeration, 50 assassin targets that I could go after still. In fact, I have a ring that's the same size off down below your main ring that looks like it's gonna have 12 targets that I still don't even know how to start because I randomly killed a fucking dude on it, and it's like, you might find out more about this. I'm like, no, I won't, because I'm done. Johnny, did you play any more Assassin's Creed?
A little bit, not that much, but I do notice, like, I don't know if you guys know, there's like subtlety for now, like depending on who she's coming up against, whether it's like novice versus skill, the way she actually reaches out for her weapon. Like there's more confidence. I've noticed that for her character. And if I'm going after somebody after somebody with like heavy armor, not only is she like, I feel like the character slows down more than usual. I get caught easily, and they fucking make fun of me. Like hard.
They'll just like grab you and throw you.
And laugh at me, and I'm like, wow, thanks a lot, game, for like really fucking making me feel like a shitty gamer here.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird sometimes, like when you're going up to do a stealth assassination, and I get like the real world aspect of this, but like you go up to do a stealth assassination as Naue, and she does the assassin's blade, and the character that you're going to assassinate hears it. It seems like I think that's a cool touch, like for the real world aspect of it. Like, I think that's a cool touch. It also breaks the part of my video game brain that's like, I just want to kill you. Please don't react to this. Because I then feel like I have murdered somebody. Like, you have heard me coming up to approach to kill you, and you have reacted to it. Not in like The Last of Us, like, oh shit, they killed James kind of way. But like, you now know I'm here, but you shouldn't know I'm here. Like, I'm sorry that this technology and this wrist blade is so old that I can't unsheath this thing and you not hear it. But I wish you didn't hear it, because it just kind of feels weird. That's kind of where like this Oblivion aspect comes in, where they're like, I see you, I know you're here. I'm like, dude, fuck off. I just want to kill you. I don't want you to look at me in the eyes. I just want to fucking blah. But you don't get that. So that's kind of where that's weird. Like it does the immersive thing. That's cool. Things have evolved, technologies there. Just give me the arcade thing. And guys, I know I said it. I still haven't changed the setting for the assassinations. Like I know that I was a big fucking thing. I'm like, I just want my assassinations to fucking do it.
Yeah.
I've also found that combat in this game is relatively fun. And to be able to like at least half-ass kill a motherfucker and then do all my weird ninja shit aside from that, like that's cool. Like that feels good. I've not done it. And I guess probably like as I get more tired of this game, like and do the guided exploration thing, as that's the setting, like maybe I'll turn that on. But for now, combat's still pretty good. And I think like the little trigger like abilities that you get pretty good. Yeah, Elliot, I'm glad that you finished this because fuck, you might be the only one of us to do it. Because shit, big game be big. Man, goddamn.
All right, Johnny, you got anything you wanna
Zaddy Johnny?
With Johnny's, it's always like, what journey are we gonna go on today?
I don't know. Just need to listen to this first. Classy Zaddy.
You like we have emotions about the Pope?
Was he possibly assassinated?
Ezio Auditore.
So yeah, I probably like lost a bunch of people on that, like playing something classical, but like it was for two primarily reasons. It was gonna be like either good or bad kind of way feeling coming towards what's happened for the past like 24 hours. But like gaming wise, I did get a chance. I'm gonna play Blueprints on the PlayStation Plus. Whatever. I don't even know what tier I fucking have. Whatever tier that gives you that game is what I have. I don't remember
The basic ass thing.
tier names. I'm also going down a route where it's like I'm gonna play to coincide with this podcast. I'm gonna play dad-driven games. So like I've downloaded Last of Us, which I've never played before, the part 1 shit. So it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna actually partake in this game that like I don't know how since like fucking PS3. It's just been like remastered on top of remaster on top of remaster. And along with God of War, I'm probably gonna be able to get on top of that as well. Like, oh shit, I really should really play that kind of thing because supposedly something's coming along the way. I don't fucking know. And with Assassin's Creed, I was like, all right, let me jump off of this real quick and let me go check out Ghost of Tsushima, and that is an entirely way fucking different game. Talk about like another game that's like feels like more purely cinematic. That I really only got a chance to jump in real quick. I mean, I'm playing this now. Like social media already kind of like fucking spoiled it for me, like what's happening. I do like the fact that there's gonna be like a spin-off coming out soon. I forgot when it was. October
2nd. Yeah, Ghost of Yotai. So it's a different protagonist. Like I think like 300 years later. So it's just like it's gonna be just like, hey, same gameplay ish, but completely unrelated story, which I like.
Yeah, and I'm also mostly primarily playing all these games on the Portal, so you know it's technically streaming. Like technically, you're streaming the game from the PlayStation 5, but for a game for Ghost, like it's just like it's super crisp, no lag, just way all-time fun experience. Unlike my fucking Steam Deck, I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe I'm putting too much shit in there because I bought like a terabyte micro SD card, and I go like, oh shit, I can get any fucking game in here I want now. Let me just go nuts. But other than that, I'm just also like loving the fact that like fucking those internet nerds are like gooning over like Emma Frost on Marvel Rivals, which I feel like I'm too late to jump in.
Swimsuits be coming.
I feel like I'm too late to jump in because it's like it just feels too overwhelming for that fucking game itself. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I think I might have to like stick something else that's probably coming down the pipeline. But like you guys said, I don't know. I just feel like starting from May all the way to fucking Christmas, I'm just gonna be like busy with nothing but like fucking games and also consoles as well.
I think Ghosts, kind of in the same way
Mhm.
that Oblivion can be, is like this can be a game that you just come back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this as a person that like literally did finish Ghosts like a year late or
Mhm.
something because I was just too invested. Like they did that game dirty. And I know that The Last of Us Part 2 is relatively short, but to come out a month after The Last of Us Part 2 and to make a big game like that, like
Mhm.
kind of did it dirty. Like it's game's got a good story, pretty cliched. But I feel like that is a kind of mobile game. Am I gonna do it?
Mhm.
No. This is what you guys have Steam Decks. I have this thing. And you guys know. You guys fucking know, because I told you. If I could have started Oblivion on this stupid son of a bitch,
Yeah.
probably would have. I would have at least created a character. Would I have been happy about it? No. Did I spend too long in that character creator? Yes. Did I name it the same stupid thing that I've named it for the past 15 years, the same way that fucking Eliot has? Absolutely. But I would have done that from here. And I couldn't.
You need to get you a backbone. I guess mine wouldn't connect to yours because mine's the iPhone backbone because I don't use that no more since I got the Steam Deck. But no, so speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, I think it's interesting, like talking about the comparisons, because just my experience with Ghosts and my experience with Assassin's Creed Shadows, I didn't get tired of Ghosts. I played that. So I played that. It was during COVID, and that's another issue. Another difference. It was during COVID where I had all the time in the world. I had just gotten, PS5, and so it was like after like the lockdown, like I was back like teaching and stuff like that, but still a lot of time, not a lot of like going out and doing stuff, seeing people. It's like you're at home most of the time when you're not, working, whatever. And I just thought that it was really fun and it was beautiful and cinematic, and it told like a very personal story of, was it Jinsakai, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's a big issue with Assassin's Creed Shadows, is like I didn't give a fuck about the story, like
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. Gameplay wise, like if I were to put like which one is more fun to play, which one combat is more fun, maybe I would give that to Shadows. Again, I haven't played Ghosts in a while, and we can, come back to this in October when we're, those two are kind of fresh against each other. But it's just like, I feel like with that, you want to be invested in the character, and I wasn't with Shadows in a way that I was with Ghost. And I'm gonna say, like, they are really gonna have to fuck up Ghost of Yotai for me to not look at Ghost of Yotai and be like, this is simply a better game than Shadows, because
I
Shadows
think the
is
thing,
good.
like
but-
Yotai has this thing that kind of concerns me, where it keeps touting this thing where you just go and do bounties. Which, like, I get the bounty thing, it's cool, but to me, the bounty thing sounds similar to what we have with Shadows right now, where it's just like, instead of bounties where you make money and go buy other shit, like Shadows has the fucking just go kill this guy and get money and go build other shit. Like that's kind of my only concern with Yotai. Like, do I doubt that it would be a great game? No. But after playing Shadows and seeing how they've described Yotai, that's kind of where my concern's at, is that Yotai is just going to be too widespread and not have a linear kind of thing.
Yeah. I hope they don't go away from like telling a story, and hopefully it'll be like, the Ghost series can become like a really good, true anthology. I mean, in a way that Assassin's Creed kind of is and has been, with some exceptions of, protagonists, present day, past, and stuff like that, of like, we are going to have these ghosts of different periods of Japan. Yes,
Yeah,
they're going to be
I like
assassins. It will be interesting to, hopefully she's not going to be like, oh, am I a samurai? Am I a shinobi? Like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck me. It's hard to reconcile because no matter how noble you play, you could run into every town and be like, "Hey, fight me." Was it your uncle is still going to be like, "You're sneaking in the shadows." It's like
Right.
I haven't killed a single person outside of heroic stuff since the last time you saw me, and you're telling me that I'm not being honorable. Fuck you.
I think that's kind of where my disjointedness with that game came from, was like all of those interactions where it's like, I've been pretty honorable and you're treating me like a piece of shit. Like that kind of always felt disjointed.
Yeah, so I think this one seems like it's a little bit more that you're going to be able to be more unabashed. Oh, and again, who knows? We don't know a ton about it, but it seems like you're going to be able to be a more unabashed assassin.
I was gonna say, also Shadows, it feels like they just throw you right into the character without any context whatsoever. 'Cause I'm coming off from like the first two games, and the whole like bringing in Desmond and explaining what's happening, what are you doing, kind of helped you going like, all right, I'm gonna go in the Animus because I need to go back in time to this time period and be this person.
Yes.
And I feel like if you take that out, what do you have? You're just a time jumper? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Like I think what drew me in was like that weird sci-fi bullshit. Like I know I said that earlier, like sci-fi bullshit kind of helped this. Otherwise you're just playing a video game from the History Channel. Like you need to have something that makes it feel like a video game, because the game, for God's sakes, wants to be a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, you just say, we're no longer Assassin's Creed. We have this other thing. Like, stop the Assassin's part and stop the like common day part. Like those two have to go together, I think, for that series. And when they don't is when it feels like it's kind of just lost the plot. And I'm not going to say like the character from Valhalla or Odyssey, whose name I don't fucking remember because I don't really care. And it's not from like the sense of not caring about those, just big game big. I think like having both of those go together is what makes the series kind of thrive. So when you don't have that, like even fucking Origins had something. Like you knew that you were a character that worked for Abstergo. You were a faceless fucking goon for Abstergo. Gooner for Abstergo. But at least it was something. Like you had a tie. You had a physical tie into the common day, or like not the common day, sorry. The current day. And then you had that. And then with this, you have nothing. Like you just have that. You just have the Assassin's part. So I don't know. There's no fixing this because like I said, like a lot of people didn't vibe with the current day shit, and I wish they did. But also Ubisoft never fully fleshed it out. So whatever. How do you two feel about a relatively quick conversation about Sinners? I took the family to Sinners, which I think is mildly funny because, as I joked in our fucking group chat, American dads are always going to feel better with violence, but the second sex comes on screen, we get a little kind of like, what? I didn't know this was going to be here. And I'm going to tell you, guys, I am a peak fucking kicker of what should be this movie still having an accidental sex scene in that. And I've done this for like the entirety of the time that I've been married to my wife, and it's so fucking bad that it has now just become the, oh fuck, I picked this. Like, of course I did. Why would this not be here? Leading up into this movie, you guys know that I always show up to AMC on time. So we show up, and I choose a seat that's kind of centric, like we did the Dolby Atmos theater, like wanted to do that. We pick one that's relatively up high. So, Eliot, you remember North Rock of Wichita Falls. So it's kind of tiered depending on what theater you go into. So one theater that's now the Dolby is like 4 rows, just 3 really right in front, or fourth row kind of back. The other rows are up a set of stairs. So you get to go up on a balcony. And I picked this one, and I kind of regretted it. But it was like, I have a family of 4 on a Friday afternoon. This came out Good Friday. I have a family of 4. Sat ourselves, I chose this, sandwiched between 2 fucking people. And here I am thinking, you've just got 2 dudes that can't sit next to each other because they're too fucking straight.
Mm-hmm.
No. 2 very separate people. 2 people that have never met each other. So I sit next to one dude, and we don't normally do this even. Like, a lot of the times it will be Gabe, me, Carrie, Aurora, and then when we take Alice, it's like Alice. So we just have like kids on the wings, like pads as they should have just fucking ended. So I sat next to the one guy. This was a relatively good experience for me. Like, this was the guy, like, he laughed at all the jokes that I did. He reacted to all the things that I did. Good experience. The other fucking side, we're already late for the trailers. Our family just takes in the vibe of, hey, it's trailers. Nobody gives a shit. We've all seen these. We've all looked at our fucking phones. We've all seen these on TikTok. The son of a bitch that's sitting next to Gabe, after about 5 minutes of us, and we're not rambunctious, we're not loud, we're just whispering back and forth because it is a theater after all. We do have some level of respect during the trailers. This son of a bitch got up and moved down 2 seats in a theater where you reserve your own seats. But he said, nay, these people talk too much during Thunderbolt's trailer.
Oh.
Hey, that's a good trailer for what's going to be.
It was. I was about convinced to see it.
Guy sounds
and
like
then,
a nerd.
Literally halfway through the movie, this son of a bitch then goes and pulls out his motherfucking phone and spends the next 40 minutes with a white light on his face.
You fuck.
So where's your confusion here? Is it the fact that we whispered through trailers? Or you then also felt that we're not here to fuck around, we just want the cinema experience. Go fuck off with your phone somewhere else. I
also, which I do love that Adam's like, let's briefly talk about Sinners, and then gives a 5-minute story where he does not talk about the movie at all.
Talking about the experience of experiencing the movie.
If that doesn't describe this podcast, then I don't know what does. But no, it's a lady 2 rows in front of me. I went by myself. Actually, most of the time I go to movies, I go by myself. My wife's not a big movie person. And if I take my father, who is a big movie person, he does not turn off the talking during the movie sometimes. And I'm just like, don't want to see a movie for the first time. I will take him to see a movie that I've already seen if it's good enough that I want him to see it. But I'll make sure we're not sitting near anyone because he whispers. But like, fucking my blank.
I've heard your dad whisper. Your dad does not whisper.
Yeah, whispers.
Your dad's whisper is like our talking voice, right?
Why the fuck? Okay, I'm blanking on the atomic bomb movie from 2 years ago.
Oppenheimer.
That one, yes, fucking incredible. And I'm like, Dad has to go see this. Yes,
the movie you chose over The Leftovers, you forgot.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I saw today they're doing a Leftovers TV show. That's gonna suck. Ooh, boring ass movie. What's gonna make it better? Let's make it 10 hours long instead of 2. Fuck off.
Fantastic. I don't think I even want that.
So they, but anyway, so I was by myself, which is fine. Like this was a fucking packed. I went and saw it in IMAX, and it's one of the few movies that I've seen in IMAX that like really takes advantage. I won't spoil much, but the aspect ratio, I can't think of another movie, honestly, at all. I'm sure there are some. The aspect ratio changes up and down on the screen.
Yeah.
During the movie, and that was just fucking wild. Because I'm not going to spoil when it happens, but it starts off and it's like a little bit letterbox, and I was like, that's weird. Why is it not using the whole screen? And that eventually, it does use the whole screen, and it does it in such a good fucking way. But it was a packed theater, and I was really enjoying it and really immersed. But then when things were starting to get crazy, all of a sudden, like something caught my eye, and I looked, and this bitch 2 rows down from me pulls out her phone and is watching Instagram stories and liking and commenting
fuck.
Hell yeah.
Or okay, she watches it for 5 minutes, she puts it away, and I'm like, okay, maybe she just needed her fix.
During the best 5 minutes of this movie.
Yes. No, yeah. Like when shit is going down. Then does it like a couple different times. Didn't do it for the first fucking hour, but maybe she didn't spoiler, this is a vampire movie. But if you didn't know that, you obviously haven't seen the trailer. Maybe she was like, didn't realize it was going to be a vampire movie and was like, fuck this, I'm just going to look at my phone. But it was so distracting and so annoying. It's funny that guy is just like, oh, I can't be by these people, which that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like AMC has small seats. Like you got plenty of room, dude. But then he whips out his phone. That fucker.
That's weird. Let me get my 2 cents of my theater experience. Here we go.
Who was looking on a phone at your theater?
There was nobody looking at the phone. In New York, we are respectful. No, I'm joking. The theater I went to.
All of them had phones.
The theater I went to.
He watched it. He pirated it on a phone.
I recorded it. Yes, I was making bootlegs, like back in the day. But no, okay, it was half packed because it was like midweek afternoon.
You saw it like during the day, like it was like 1:30. You're like, I'm seated with my Gatorade. I was like, shit.
And here's the fucking
Monday.
Here's the fucking weirdest thing. There was only 2 white people in all the theater. They sat almost all the way in the front, and I was surrounded by people who are not white. And this was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had because they laughed when I laughed. They went, "Oh damn, that's happening!" when it was happening, and we all fucking reacted when shit was happening, when it was going down. And I was like, "Dear God, this is the best fucking time I've been at the movies."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that'll be replicated for a while.
Yeah. That movie is just, it's so damn good. I teach at a school, and there's a group of ladies, teachers and pairs and stuff, and they purposely go see like all of the shitty horror movies they go and see. And so I immediately walk in, and I happen to be walking in with one of them, and I'm like, Melissa, I know you have like your horror movie group. You talk about it all the time. You need to fucking go see Sinners. You need to go see this movie. It's incredible. It's a vampire movie, but like there's so much stuff. Like there's so much building. It's going to be up for Best Picture. If it's not up for Best Picture, like this might be the year I break my 10-year streak of seeing all the Best Picture nominees because it's that fucking good. And then I fucking tell her, and I tell a couple of the other ladies today when I'm walking out, I'm like, hey, you guys gonna go, like, what's your next movie? And they're like, a couple of the ladies just really don't like vampire movies, so we're gonna go see so and so and so. I'm like,
come on.
I'm like, are you kidding me? And she's like, Elliot, I'm gonna go see Sinners. This sounds really good. You got my vote. I'm gonna go see it. But like some of the other ladies, and I'm like, God damn it! Like, who is like, oh, I'm gonna go see shitty horror movies? Like they went and saw like Terrifier 3. You're gonna see Terrifier 3, but you're like, vampire movies aren't for me.
Come on.
I'm trying to spread the good word of Sinners. My wife and I are going to Chicago tomorrow for a wedding, and we don't have anything going on tomorrow night. And I'm so tempted because I know New York has one of the 70 millimeter actual IMAX ones. Closest one here, I think, is I'm in Kansas City area. Closest one here, I think, is St. Louis. But I'm almost tempted because like we're gonna sit there, and once we get to the hotel, my wife's gonna be wore out from driving all day, and I'm like so tempted to like venture out and see because I know that's gonna be close to sold out. But if I can just get one seat sitting in there watching that, I'm very tempted.
Just sneak out and go see it because I'm gonna see it. I don't have a 70 mil. I have to go like the city to go get the 70 millimeter IMAX. I know it's like it's horror. It's vampire, but I would also categorize it as like possibly even one of the best mob movies as well.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. It's so fucking interesting in that way. Like this family loves horror movies. I don't know if I would necessarily say this as like, this is a horror movie. This is a drama action movie with horror aspects. And I feel like that just says it's a horror movie. No, like this has the most basic level of vampires that you have ever experienced. which I think really does this movie a lot of justice. Like, this is the most basic way that a lot of us have heard or experienced fucking vampires. And is there a lot of blood? Sure. I don't feel like there was a lot of gore. I don't necessarily feel like there's a lot of people getting their arms ripped off. There's not a lot of jump scare moments in this movie either. I think what helps it is it does a great job with tension. In a way, sure, a lot of good horror movies do, but like that tension is building in the pot because you see all of the water that they poured in. You have seen every step of the fucking way.
And I think like it being a vampire movie and playing out the way it does, I think is absolutely the right call. But I could absolutely see a universe where it goes a different direction because there is some action stuff like that has nothing to do with vampires. I'll leave it at that. Where if it were to lean that way and not go into vampires supernatural at all, just with the way that it builds, you know, the first hour and a half that doesn't even mention the vampires, like, and if it continues to build that way, it could just be a completely great movie without that. Which you can't say about a lot of horror movies. I mean, there's zero horror elements for the first hour, like not a single thing. I honestly like kind of forgot. Like I got so sucked into the story of like building, you know, for the juke joint, like building like it up and like getting everyone to go there and all that stuff. And Haley Steinfeld being like, "Bitch, I'm coming too." And then saying some very like you talking about like God, like Johnny, if you took your daughter, at least he wouldn't understand what she was saying. But Adam, your kids definitely did, and I'm sure that was. Oh, you said you didn't love me? Well, you blah, 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 blah. I thought you changed your mind.
Yeah. You want to talk about finding a button and then showing the experience of finding said button. Like, Jesus, shit.
It's like eating ice cream.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to talk about the experience of that moment in this movie. So I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to really get too invested in what it's about, but what I will say on like a high level, this
real quick, Katie interrupted and said, "Good night, Little Spoon."
Good night, Katie.
It's Adam's nickname. He's Little Spoon.
A lot of this movie is about music. It's very central to music.
Oh God, yeah.
It's very central to blues, and it's very central to the African American experience in America at a point where shit was obviously not great. And Johnny, you mentioned this is a mom movie, but at the end, like, this is still a very musical themed movie. There's nobody singing, there's nobody doing any of that shit. But there comes a part in this movie, and you know it's coming because it's built to that. It's come to this moment, and it starts this movie kind of in the same way. So when it happens, you're like, holy shit, that thing that you told me about 45 minutes ago is now here. And that shit felt like anything that you could see in a comic book fucking movie times two. Because holy fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, when that started, I was kind of like, oh, okay, they're doing this. And then like, it's like, oh no, they're like, I was skeptic and I didn't like it at first. I'm like, but then like when they kept going and how they integrated it and how they like, you know, just like how it ended up just like coming around full circle to the beginning. A movie opens with a quote, how original. But movie opens with quote that literally factors into the movie in such a strong way and such a great payoff.
And also like showcases, like, you know how you can kind of picture it in your mind what they were saying in the beginning of the movie, like how music transcends through time, but actually to not only tell you it, but to also show you it and not make it so where it's very distracting, but it actually becomes a part of the scene itself.
Yes.
And it doesn't kill anything from, I forgot the actor's name. I think his name is Miles.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's his first movie, which is wild. He was good.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from his scene whatsoever. It kind of actually makes it. I think it elevates it as well.
Yeah, I think that was such a magical fucking moment
Mm-hmm.
that I would almost say if you don't have an emotional response, at least on like some level, you might not be human. Like even if it's just kind of like drawing lines back and forth and doing the connections that we did, this moment makes you feel something.
Oh,
because there's also a part in this moment where it seamlessly shifts to another group of characters and then right back. And a part of yourself can not register that or not see it or not hear it. But there's a moment in there where you find out that this movie is not tying anything to any one person. And I know we've all seen like the Twitter posts or the Blue Sky posts that like this movie seems to have multiple protagonists. And in that moment, it fucking cemented it. It put those characters in this pivotal scene that was just fucking insane. And I'm truly jealous to have not seen this in an IMAX. Like Dolby was great. Dolby was a good experience. Holy shit, the way that whole thing. There's one other moment that I also don't want to truly get into. There's a part where like Delroy Lindo is talking to the young character about hanging, a lynching. And in Dolby with the sound.
Yes.
Holy shit.
You hear it. Every bit of it.
I think if you were to just watch this in any other basic theater, or maybe even at home, like if you don't have a good speaker or anything like that, you would miss what makes that scene feel so good. And it doesn't feel good, right? Like it's not a feel-good scene. But as a person watching a fucking movie, you got so much storytelling just through sound.
Yeah.
So that, I know I texted you guys, I drove away from that shit like Matthew McConaughey drove away from his kids in fucking Interstellar. Like, I think all of my fucking family that went there could see my face was just, I was wrecked. And you know, you kind of do that thing where like when you're tearing up a little bit, you're sobbing a little bit, you kind of let out that stupid little, like that little sigh. And I felt myself do that. And I did that for like 10 minutes straight. I think this movie's fucking phenomenal. And listeners, if you have not fucking seen it, at least stay through the first credit scene. I've kind of heard that the second one's not great.
Yeah.
But definitely stay through that first one.
Okay. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because, like I said, I was at a very full theater. I saw it. Can't even remember what night of the week that was, but it was a weeknight, or it was a night showing at IMAX, so 75% full. People being like, because Adam was like, definitely stay for the post credits. That's not a fucking post credit scene. That is a hey, here is Michael B. Jordan's name. Then there's fucking 10 seconds of something going on. Haley Steinfeld's name. 10 seconds of going on. Who leaves? Like, and I would say maybe a fourth of the theater got up and was actively leaving. You are walking out when there is still stuff going on. Sports, to make a sports reference, I'm a huge Chiefs fan. Go to all those Chiefs games that I can, basically every home game. There's so many people that the 2-minute warning of a Chiefs game and a team has the ball and could still score, and they're like, I'm gonna leave to beat the traffic. It's like, shit ain't over. That was not over. It wasn't like you had to wait through like some title cards or something like that. It was showing you snippets. I don't know what they could have done except for the director like flipping, like coming on the screen and being like, stay in your fucking seat. Like, I actually didn't see the second post-credit scene because I was like, I didn't either. I was like, that's the post-credit scene. Okay. Like I found out like second post-credit scene isn't pivotal, but it's the end of the movie. Like you don't get the true end. I mean, it would be a good ending, but I think that they did that ending so perfectly, and it just like brings like another level of humanity to that movie. That is just like you had said, it is such a basic vampire movie. Like there's one character that's like, here's what we know about vampires. It's all the tropes. It's the garlic. It's the sunlight. It's the crucifix. It's the holy water. It's all that stuff. But like talking about like the humanity of these, like they're talking about like why they're doing this and stuff like that. Are they just full of shit and they want to eat you? Or do they truly believe it? And then you get to find out more of that. And I think that that was amazing. And that made a perfect movie somehow even better. And the fact that some people couldn't just sit their asses down when stuff was still going on. Sorry. It blew my mind.
Especially like nowadays where we're kind of all attuned to staying after the credits have rolled. Like there's no excuse. You have social media as well. And the very final scene is just the character playing the guitar. I don't know if it's meant to be like this is before everything happened. He's kind of tinkering in the church before all this shit happens going forward that night. Because he kind of singing the same song that we hear when we finally get to see the beginning and also at the end when he goes back to the church. So
Carrie and Aurora got up because they had to pee. And I feel like they were going to do the thing where they were going to wait for us to get out. Like this could be some inconsequential thing. And I think probably the fact that Gabe and I were still seated probably said, hey, let's go back in there. So they kind of caught the tail end of this. I almost wonder if when you drop this on video, like on home release, that you just maybe push this a little before, or you drop like the final title card and then immediately start the scene, not interspliced with the names, like Eliot said. Like, there could be a better way to entice people. I'm not going to say this failed at enticing. Like, this is very clearly setting up a scene. And it doesn't set up a scene in the same way that, like, a Marvel. So, like Johnny, you said that we're all pretty trained to stay a little after.
And honestly, like, I'm kind of kicking myself. Like, I should have stayed after the initial one, or at least done my thing in every single movie. I like pull up, like, even Oppenheimer after credit scene, and then there'll be an article. No, you dumb shit. There's not a post credit scene to the story of Oppenheimer. Get out of the theater. And I didn't do that, but I typically do. Or even like Marvel movies, I will be like post-credit scene, like, because with Marvel movies, is there one at the beginning? Is there one in the middle? Is there one at the very end? Like, they even play with that a little bit, but yeah. Sinners, incredible movie. Everyone should go check it out. Maybe not with your 4-year-old daughter, or your 17-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, also another thing, like as I was watching throughout, from beginning to end, I also said to myself, like, this is like a way better and a 21st century version of From Dusk to Dawn.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Just reverse. Yeah. Instead of being a place filled with vampires, they come to you.
Yes. Yeah. And I think like what also really just helps is like I don't want to be the guy that says like, yeah, technology helps. But From Dusk Till Dawn was so forced to be what it was, while this kind of find its way like naturally there. Yeah. And I'm not going to say that random vampires ever make sense, but Jesus, it fucking still worked. And it never felt like we're a vampire movie. It kind of hits that point, but it still just felt like, oh, this could have been anything. This could have been zombies. This could have been crazy people. This could have been fucking anything. So...
Yeah, I was gonna say one last thing. When he showcases his abilities, it is by far the creepiest thing you will see. It's not very. It doesn't like it's not long. It's quick, but when you see him like just kind of like glide into the air, you're like, oh fuck.
It's one of those so basic vampire movies that while you know everything they can do, that helps, and I think that kind of amplifies it. You have the awareness of what a vampire is and what a vampire does.
Yeah.
It doesn't break that mold. It's sometimes basic does help because you just, you know what you're getting.
I was saying, this movie's going to make more than its budget. It's on track.
Yeah.
That's also great too.
So not to, wrap up that very brief discussion of Sinners too soon, but we're already talking for a while, and we should probably talk a little bit about Nintendo Switch 2, I would say.
We should.
So Adam, how's your Switch 2 pre-order going?
I'm good. I I missed it, and I get it. I know I said before that this thing has 2 games within the first 30 days, and I'm kind of gonna hold to that. If I got it, that's cool. If it pops up again, I'll try again. But not having a pre-order doesn't break my heart because, like we've said, 2025 is relatively stacked, and it's pretty stacked even without a console release. So it's wild that we have a stacked year and a console release, but a lot of these games that it's stacked with are the ones that I want to play. And oh, guess what? They're not on that console.
Yeah.
So do I feel a little annoyed that we don't have in this house come June 5th a Switch 2? A little bit. I also know that I told you guys, fucking dumb shit cat like ran out. So I was like doubly fucking annoyed by things. But I checked again this morning, it wasn't there. So if I have the same moment that I had when we got our Series X, and it's just I check the app randomly one day and I'm like, oh, it's there, that'll work. Like that'll fill the void. But do I need Donkey Kong right now? Or do I need Mario Kart World right now? Considering how much those fucking Joy-Cons cost? No. I'll wait.
Yeah. So to fill in a little bit more is as of the recording, so we're recording this on a Thursday, the debacle that was the Switch 2 pre-order launch for Target, Best Buy, and Walmart was last night. 12 o'clock for Johnny, 11 o'clock for Adam and I. And I was going balls to the wall. I was going to get me a Switch 2, even though the ironic thing is I already do still have my UK pre-order. But I didn't want to have to rely on that. It coming from the UK could have been blocked from tariffs. I would have to get a different cord or plug-in adapter. It wasn't going to come for a week. There was just a lot of like, this needs to be a backup. I need to get a secure, better one. But man, talk about a shit show. Johnny and I were talking a little bit before we started recording. It's like, I don't know why all 3 of them decided to go at once. I don't get, like, when the first one said, oh, we're doing midnight, why the other ones were like, oh, we'll do midnight as well. Because I think that just added to the chaos. My personal experience, like I said, I had 2 laptops. I didn't end up using the iPad. I had 2 laptops and then 2 phones. I had my wife was trying to work the Target. I was trying to do Best Buy and Walmart, and it was just like constant crap of reloading. I got through. I did Walmart the right way, and the entire 10-minute when it was in my cart, supposedly, it wouldn't even let me click checkout. It was saying error occurred, error occurred, error occurred, error occurred, error occurred. And so then it was like just back and forth, and then finally it was Walmart. I don't know if they were just like, screw it, we're not doing this queue anymore. We're not doing waiting in line. We're just gonna release it. Just click the add to cart button and see what happens. I clicked the add to cart button and I got it, and it says that I'm getting it on the day of by 9 a.m. It's guaranteed. But I joked on our chat this morning that what's it going to guarantee? Like, oh, if it's not there by 9 a.m., I'll get a month of Walmart Plus. I can almost guarantee that's exactly what's going to happen. Is they're going to say, oh, you got it at 4 p.m. Here's a month of Walmart Plus, so you can get free grocery delivery if you want, which my wife would be excited. She had Walmart Plus for a while, and I was like, no, we need to stop, because she would just be like, we need eggs and bananas. I'm going to order them. I'm like, no, that, like, we can wait for, but I did notice that it was like, it just almost seemed like, if this is an indication, I know it's not going to be, other consoles aren't going to pop up for a while. What's the next one? Xbox in a couple of years. It's almost like, and who knows, maybe nobody's going to buy that one. It's almost like wait, because like nobody would seem to be really getting it until shit died down. I got mine at 11:43, I think, is when I got my confirmation email. Johnny, you got yours not even last night.
No.
They started popping up, like I was texting Adam, messaging you guys, like I was just kind of like still up because I kind of had like, like the excitement, like the high of getting it. I couldn't like just fall asleep after that. And I had it in my cart a couple more times. I almost pulled the trigger and got one from Target as well. But what was weird was later, like, so I got mine at 11:40. The ones that were popping later from Walmart and from Target had later ship dates, which I thought was interesting. Instead of guaranteeing on Walmart that you were getting it on Thursday, it was like, oh, you're going to get it on Saturday or Sunday. So it's like, I wonder if they have, like, we have this stock in our warehouses, but and we're going to say, if you are one of the ones that has the one that's from this stock, you're going to get it on this date. But we're anticipating these other ones, so we're going to say Saturday. I have a coworker who got it through Target, and her day is she's getting it from that Saturday, so that'd be Saturday the 7th to like the 13th or 14th. It's like, you'll get it whenever you get it. So I thought that was interesting.
I mean, I was like, from my end, like I was doing just strictly Best Buy, and I was like, all right, I got the reward certificates. I want to use it on this, and I got kicked. First of all, I got crashed twice and kicked off the line. Not for my own doing. The fucking thing just kicked me off as if I didn't tap it. And so I was like, all right, this is no good. I already knew like that nothing's going to happen for me. I was like, fuck it. And then it didn't help that like everyone's clamoring on social media and just watching like all these people who are like posting like, this is live or this is back on, like Warrior 64 and like several other accounts as well. It was just, I would say, Eliot, you had it right. Like, why do they all do it all on the same night? They could have had an individual day of their own. Could have been Walmart day. Could have been a Target day. Could have been a Best Buy day. And you could have been like from Wednesday to Friday.
Yeah. And it's like,
weekend.
It's not like they were required because GameStop ended up doing it the next morning.
A whole other animal on its own. Like, and GameStop, I was like, I don't really like GameStop. I always have a bad taste from them going to their stores because there's always that one fucking guy, never a woman usually, a guy who thinks he's a fucking know-it-all about games and wants to show off his fucking knowledge. I'm like, motherfucker, ring my shit up. I don't give a shit what you know and what you think.
Dude, just start a podcast like a normal human being.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
I was gonna say, like, come on mine so I can curse you the fuck out. So I did, and that was like, their website just completely crashed.
Dude.
And it was just like, what's it called? Like Cloudfire? It was just like, this shit's not working. I was like, wow. It was
and then they basically said they switched their app off too. If you like try to even log into the app, it wouldn't
let you.
It's literally, I can't even remember the exact wording, but it's something like it was like switched off. It had like literally a switch down, being like, oh, we just shut the app down. Now we're not even trying. So I don't know.
Yeah, for them it felt like a troll. Like you're trolling all these fucking people to come on, and you're not actually gonna like release the fucking thing. You're just like letting it all burn down to the ground. But I was gonna say about 3 hours, not 3 hours ago, like 4 hours ago, there's a surprisingly amount of in-store availability. So it just goes to show you, people rather go on the internet than actually go in person to whatever GameStop store that you can actually, that's your local store.
I saw.
Hilarious.
I can't remember which. There's a Nintendo account. A guy that ran a Nintendo account, and he's like, he showed up 3 hours before his local GameStop opened, and he was the first one there. And it's like, that's not that big of a time commitment, honestly, to go sit out. It's at least around here in Kansas City, it was a nice day. Like if I could have, like, I don't necessarily want to support GameStop. Fuck them. Like what they've done with like Game Informer, all that stuff.
Yeah,
like, they're shitty left and right, up and down. But it's like, you have to think their overhead on the console maybe isn't that much. I don't know, but like if I were to get it from GameStop, I'd buy my other stuff elsewhere.
That's what I'm gonna do.
But it's like, go sit out there for a couple hours. That'd be like, hey, you want to talk to people that want to talk about video games? Pretty sure these guys that are sitting outside of a GameStop for a couple hours, like if I could have, like, I don't have any days to take for the rest of the year. But if I could have, that might have been a fun way to like go. Is just like go sit there. And...
I mean, that's what Lily did. Like Lily literally went and sat with a chair, and a Steam Deck, and a bottle of water, and sat and waited at GameStop.
When you said bottle of what? I thought you were gonna say a bottle of wine, and I was like, damn.
That would.
I mean, hey, you fucking get what you need to get.
Super
bottle of water, and fucking sat there, and like, of course, they're all showing how many they've got. So I think she said that she was the third person in line. So she knew she had it secured, and also traded in some shit. So like that was also an option that you obviously have at GameStop. So
and that feels like, I bet she feels much more confident in her pre-order than I know I do in mine.
Sure.
Like I still have my Amazon UK pre-order. I need to get rid of it. But there is a small part of me that is like, do I risk just letting that go all the way through, and then just like maybe trying to like sell it at cost if I end up with 2 Switches? Because like I don't know, the pessimist in me wants to say like, I feel like one of these 2 isn't gonna go through, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up canceling the UK one. I think there's just too many strings attached to that one. But it was nice to have it. Like last night, I know I felt like, I think I would have been more annoyed or frustrated if I didn't have that safety net. It was just kind of more, it was fun because I actually got my wife interested in something video game related. She was like refreshing. She was like, is it always like this? I'm like, shit, when PS5 and the Series X came out, it sure as hell was.
Yeah.
I do wonder if, like Adam says, like popping up, if it pops up on the app, I think we will see more like Sam's Club and Sam's Club and Costco are going to have them. It's weird that they're basically saying Amazon US isn't going to have them.
I think for pre-orders, no, but when it comes to release, yes.
Yeah, so
I can't see them not carrying that.
I think if Adam, if you want to get, I don't think it's going to be the same, hopefully not going to be the same issue as the Series X and PS5. I think they're cheaper, they're easier to make. We don't have a pandemic going on right now. But yeah, I'm really excited because it's kind of funny. My dirty little secret on my Switch is I actually never owned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I borrowed it from a family member for a good long time. We had it, we played it for a long time. I gave it back. So I don't actually own Mario Kart to play, and I kind of wish I did, because that is a game that my wife will play. They have the features for my daughter to play. So like for me, getting Switch 2 on day one is going to be awesome, because I'm going to be able to have it, which I could just buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I know I could. And I could have done it for the last like year, but I was like, oh, there's another Mario Kart coming out. Like, why would I do this? So like having that, but mine's not the bundle. Mine is just the system. So I am going to have to spend that extra $30. I thought about getting it, thought about getting the actual cartridge of it. So, I don't know. It's the same price, and it's supposed to come, with it at 9 a.m. But I was like, I'll probably just get it digitally. Because as everyone on this podcast will agree, fuck physical media.
It's the card, but there's also I think like 24 gigabytes that you have to download for the game.
As I just literally bought this because it was on Amazon. It's the Middle Earth 4K HD collection. I don't know why I bought it. I just feel like I needed it.
You just wanted it.
Yeah. It was $90 and it's $250 usually. I couldn't pass it up.
On my end, it's a blessing in disguise. Let me be like a little bit less than 12 hours later, I get it at GameStop at much of a lesser cost than I was going to get originally at Best Buy. I'll say this right here. I was trying to get the Switch 2 bundle with the Mario Kart World, but with 3 other games, like the Donkey Kong and the 2 Legend of Zeldas, and that would have brought me up to like possibly 800.
Do you not own either of those?
No, I don't own
Switch.
I never played those games, so I was like, all right, this will be good. I've never played them, and this is like a more of an upgrade to those titles.
Yeah.
Dude, I would start looking like on Facebook Marketplace, shit like that. Just try to find a cartridge of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Either one.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like since you've never played either, start with Breath of the Wild maybe, but maybe find one for like $30 or something like that you can just pop in. Because I'm excited. Like, you know, it's only one game at launch, really. You know, Mario Kart that I'm going to play Bravely Default Remastered. But I'm really excited. I think I said the last time we talked, I'm very, very excited to go back into Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't finish that game. I think I'm going to start over from the beginning when I play it, but being able to play it more smoothly, things like that and hopefully with, you know, a little bit better of Joy-Cons, because that was also part of my issue. Was I was playing at the time with like the small Joy-Cons, kind of pissed me off. So I'm excited. I've never got a console on launch day. Adam and I think we said, got Series X very close. But talk about, I mean, at least this one has a marquee launch title. The Series X did not. Was there even a game on the Series X that was like you couldn't play it? It was only
Was that Rise? No, that was Xbox One. Ah, shit, no.
Because I know PS5 had like Deathloop. There was a couple of Demon Souls was also PS5. Ratchet and Clank was very close, but Xbox just didn't have much that was like my game that I played mostly when our Series X's was Valhalla, because it came out right then, but that was on everything. You could play that on base Xbox One. So I think it'll be fun to have it. It'll be cool to like go online and see like the online, like what it's going to look like playing online, playing that basically battle royale mode. I think that's what I'm going to play a shit ton. First off, just play that and just see how I can see how long it takes me to get a number one.
We've talked a lot.
We have.
We've talked at length.
I think
short things became long.
Yeah, I think Adam was right. This is, you know, wasn't too much of a change of format. It was just talking about things, but it did, like, you know, the last time we met, we would not have, like, under the Metal Gear Resurrection's name, we wouldn't have talked about Sinners for that very, very brief amount of time that we talked about it. We wouldn't, I don't know, I feel like things might have just been a little bit different in what we talk. So I like being able to just fully embrace our zaddiness, you know?
Zaddiness. Yeah. So what a fucking first episode.
Yes.
We did it.
We did do it.
So probably like get off the bat, like, yeah, if you want to support the podcast or just like, you know, clam around for freely on Patreon, you know, it's patreon.com/Gamer Zaddies. I would love somebody to donate $1 million. That'd be great for all of us.
Yes.
But that's not, it's optional. It's not mandatory. And also, if you want to like email us, you know, because we want more people to like outreach questions, comments, suggestions, gamerzaddies@hotmail.com, because Google for some reason wouldn't give that to me. I don't know why, but again, that is gamerzaddies@hotmail.com. I feel like that's very retro Hotmail.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, if you've been listening to us and you're like, ooh, I have a question that I want them to answer, I have a comment, or you know, something that's really pissing me off about what one of them says, we want to hear it.
Oh yeah. Especially
let's hear your hate, let's hear your anger, let's hear why you agree with me that story and reading in games is great, and why these other two can fuck off when they make fun of me for it. Like, let's hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll read that shit on the podcast. Like, we won't censor it verbatim. Unless obviously you put some heinous shit on there, then yes, I will censor it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This has been an episode of Gamer Zaddies.
Yeah. You know where to find us. You can find me everywhere at eholmes91. Oh, huge breaking news. eholmes91 not because my name is Eliot Holmes. No, that would be doxing. That would be doxing myself. I wouldn't do that. It's because I'm an Enola Holmes super fan, and they are moving forward with Enola Holmes 3. That is right, the movie that everyone is waiting for. Talking about post-credit scene, what wild things are you gonna do there? Who knows? I definitely know where they could be going because I've absolutely seen those first two movies because I'm a huge fan. So E Holmes 91 on everything.
Yeah, hi, Adam. Mr. Cropes in most places, whether it's spelled out Mister and then Cropes, Cropes, or just Mr. abbreviated. You'll find me in those places. Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, PlayStation, somewhere you'll find it.
Oblivion. He's running around as Cropes on Oblivion too.
Yeah.
And I'm Johnny Flores on almost every single social media platform other than Xbox. I'm Violent Roach. Everywhere else, it's so Johnny Flores Jr., which is like, that was my old school or OG Xbox handle, and it just stayed there. I kept it, and I somehow must have been grandfathered from not changing it, because I realized like now it's like you can't use that, like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the amount of letters in it, or maybe because it's violent in it. Either way, I'm glad it's still there.
Yes, we don't want to promote violence on video game consoles.
Also to go back to the Patreon, I've also enabled chat, so if people want to go on there and fucking just talk nonstop, rambling shit at us, go ahead, do it. And I will also I'm also gonna get you guys. You should be able to see. I think I don't know what it looks like from a non-creator point, but yeah, I've enabled the chat, so yeah, go on there, patreon.com/GamerZaddies. And that's been an episode, folks. I'm sorry.
Catch everybody later.
That's been the episode for Gamer Zaddies.
Zaddies.
And Zaddy lovers.
Hello. If you can hear me, congratulations. Way to go. You made it through. You spent all that time, and now you're done. You did it. That's quite an achievement. My gosh, you've lived to tell about it. Well, you are something. Thank you for sticking with it, for not giving up. That is really something. Now you know what you should do? Turn the thing off, for heaven's sakes, and go outside. Breathe the air, take a walk, call a member of the opposite sex. You know what I'm talking about. You have a whole life out there. Get the stink blown off you. Just go, really.